Well, g'day, guys. Welcome to your Sync Success tip for this month. Today we're going to be talking about sometimes the stars align. Now, you can also look at this as, sometimes your luck is ready for you, or sometimes you get lucky. There's many different ways you can kind of like look at it. But the first point is seasons are always changing. This is something that I love being outside. I love being in nature. I love surfing, sailing, but one thing that's been happening right where here in Colorado where I live is the last 2 days we've had nothing but rain and miserable weather. The wind has been blowing. It's been a little bit cold, and but we'd have been getting tons of rain. Now, guess what happened today? The sun came out and it was bright as anything, and it's just beautiful out. And it's like everything's crisp and clear and green, and that's one thing that you can guarantee. There will always be change. There will always be the summer months. There will always be the winter, the fall, and the spring. So you can guarantee that those seasons are coming. So it's the same with your music. Sometimes you'll write a song that it just is amazing, and you can tie it into so many different areas. Sometimes you can show up and write a song, and it just seems like a battle. It seems like just a stormy day. It's just a hard day to kind of get that song out. But the next day, it could be just perfect. It's just beautiful. The song just flows. Everything is just sounding good. You're just feeling good. That everything's great. And the next day, it could be in between. It could be a spring or a fall kind of thing. And but just knowing that that sometimes those stars align. Just knowing that that's part of the season, and you've got to show up. You need to show up even in those stormy times. Sometimes what I do when it's like I just can't seem to get the inspiration. I just can't kind of do it. I kind of put my alarm on, or I put my timer on and say, that's it. Just 15 minutes. You're going to finish this thing, and you're going to get this done, and you're just going to stay in here and just get whatever it is done in the next 15, 20 minutes, and be like, all right, there you go. You showed up. You did what the best you could, and you didn't quit. You didn't be like, just throw it up. I can't come up with a good song here. I can't do this, and just throw your hands up and walk away. No, you actually decided to dive in and finish it, regardless of how it came out. Some of those songs that I've done like that have actually come back with some nice placements. So you just don't know. And one of the other things that I say, and it's not here on the points, but don't prejudge your songs. Don't be the first one to judge your song. Let the market, let the industry judge your song. But let's go over to the second point. Keep writing and submitting. This is a big key. You've got to just keep writing and submitting. The three things that I always tell my students are: make sure you show up every day or every week, whenever you possibly can. You show up. I always say every day. As a music teacher, that's something you got to show up and do your scales. So show up every day and work on your song, work on your craft, whether it be pitching, whether it be maybe all about pitching, writing, maybe collaborating, reaching out, whatever you are, you feel like whatever you're supposed to be doing right now. Make sure you show up. And the next thing is you've got to write that song and complete it. You got to give it a title and finish that song. The next thing is get it signed somewhere, get it pitched out there somewhere, put it on your pitch list, or get it out there to places, and just keep pitching that. Put that on your list, and that brings up another point where I encourage you: release your music on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all of the places. Release it, because you don't know who might come back to you and say, hey, is that one available for licensing? One of the things I've been recently doing with my songs is releasing them on YouTube and doing lyric videos with them. It's been amazing, and that you just don't know. And putting down there at the bottom of the lyric video, putting for licensing information and give them your contact details. You just don't know when an opportunity will come. Sometimes the stars will align, and it'll be your lucky day. So let's go on to number 3. Collect those no's. Now, you might have heard of having a thick skin. This is something very important in the industry. I always say collect those no's, because you're going to get 9 no's and 1 yes. It happens to me still. It happens to me all the time. And that doesn't always mean that your music's not good enough, or that your music is, it could be just the wrong fit, or maybe they just signed a bunch of music that's exactly like yours, and they're like, well, no matter how good this is, we can't sign more. It's you just don't know, and so sometimes you might send something and it's exactly what they're looking for, exactly for the show, and it's just that's when the luck comes in. That's when the stars align, and you get a perfect scenario. You just don't know when those days are coming. You just don't know. You just want to prepare. You just want to be ready for that. Which brings me up to my fourth point. Success is where preparation meets opportunity. And this has been such a big philosophy of mine and a belief system of mine that, you've got to prepare. Even from the days when I was practicing surfing and trying to get as good as I can, you prepare, and then all of a sudden, there's a competition, or maybe there's a play. Maybe someone says, "Hey, we want to do a photo shoot, or we're going to come out and take photos," and you're ready. You're like all ready for that, and preparation in for many areas. Maybe you've got all your songs ready in a place, and you're ready to send them off. There's one little story I'll share that I had an opportunity where I was writing the songs and I'm getting my music, and I had it all organized, and I had all my links ready to go on Dropbox. And it was really interesting. I was just about to do a show. Like, I was in the green room. I clearly remember where I was. I was behind the stage. The curtain hadn't, I was actually could see the curtain. I was behind the curtain. The curtain hadn't opened yet. And it was probably, I was looking at my watch, and we probably had maybe 10 or 15 minutes before the show came on. And I checked my email, and I got an email from one of my publishers saying, we need a few tracks that sound like this. Do you have anything? And we're submitting it, and it needs to be done ASAP. So I was like, great, and so I went on my phone. I went to the Dropbox links, copied them down, and put them in the email, and sent them off to the publisher. And it probably took me about 5, 7, maybe 10 minutes to do that, and totally forgot about it and walked down on stage and did the show and didn't think about it again. And then I think I got an email maybe a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, and the publisher said they want to use your song. You got the license. And it was a great license. It was probably, I think it was $7,500 or $10,000. And then they renewed it the next year. And so it was such a cool thing. I think it was for AAA on the call waiting. And it's so cool because I was ready for that. If I didn't have all those songs on a Disco link or a Dropbox links, this was before Disco was around, I wouldn't have been able to send them, and I would have got that email and be like, oh man, I wish I was at home and I wish I could send those off, but I can't. So, and I would have totally forgot about and missed out on that opportunity. That's when the stars align. That's when the luck, the luck comes for you, as I say, the luck comes running for you. So hopefully these little sync tips really help, and if not, I just want to motivate you. I just want to encourage you to keep going. You don't know when those stars are going to align. You don't know when your luck's coming up, and you just don't know. You just gotta preparation. Be prepared. Keep writing. Keep showing up every day. Keep growing in your craft. And get ready for the opportunities. Get ready for the stars to align for you. Awesome, guys. So hopefully this has helped, and I will see you in the next one.